right. So we are now officially recording. I want to start by just welcoming everyone to our January meeting of the Kingston Local Development Corporation. We're going to call this meeting officially to order at 8:02 a.m. on January 1st or January 21st of 2021. I will do roll call so that we know exactly who's here for the record. And then we'll get started with our actual meeting. And so I see board members, and if I miss you, please let me know. I see B.A. Feeney, Hayes Clement, Pat Courtney Strong, Brad Jordan, Andy Trick-11, Glenn Fitzgerald, Jimmy Munoz, Paul Kuchera. Did I miss anyone? No. Okay, great. And so we do have a quorum of the board at this point. And so thank you all for joining us. I know it's been a couple of months since we were together. And I hope everyone had a nice holiday. But we are now back here in 2021 with lots of work to do. We've got a couple of new board members. So we'll have a moment to do some introductions. But first, what I'll do is I'll actually ask for a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting. So everyone knows our meetings are recorded and the transcript and video is made available on the City of Kingston website. And so you can see and watch the recordings, but you can also go ahead and see, in essence, our minutes from our last meeting. And so do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Thank you, Mandy. You got that? Okay, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, great. So that order of business is taken care of. So we do have two board members who I think are actually joining us for the first time with us. And I wanted to just give both Paul and Jimmy an opportunity to just introduce themselves. I know many of you probably know them, but if not, this is a good opportunity to say hello. So Paul, do you want to go first?
Sure, that'd be fine. Good morning, everybody. I know I pretty much know everybody on this call. So Pat is my new neighbor. Hi, Pat. I'm Paul Kuchera. I live on the end of Clifton. And I have a dog that looks just like your dog. And Hayes, we met quite a while before. And I know everyone else. So thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to helping this group and doing anything I can.
All right, thanks, Paul. And Jimmy, are you able to come off mute and say hello to everybody? I think you're on your phone this morning.
About now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Great. Hi, everyone. How are you? Thanks for including me in your board. I've owned a small business in the city of Kingston for the past 36 years. So I'm really looking forward to helping other small businesses with funding, and especially the current times that are going on now. And hopefully they can create new jobs and keep people working. And I'm really looking forward to being on this board. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate you and Paul both volunteering to join us. We've got lots of work to do, and this is a great time to join us. And so,
thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Hayes. Oh, I don't think we heard you, Hayes.
What is all that noise?
I don't know. Hey, BA, would you mind going on mute to see if that maybe it's you?
I'll do it the same thing.
There we go.
My question was just simply, who did Paul and Jimmy replace?
So, yes. So, Mandy, if you've just refreshed my memory on that one.
We were never able to fill the spot when John Dwyer left. So one of them fills John's spot. Richie no longer owns property in the city of Kingston, and he doesn't live in the city of Kingston, so we were not able to keep him on the board. But he also sent an email stating that he felt that he was no longer able to give to us what he had been giving for the past 26 years. So it was kind of a, I don't want to say a mutual thing, but he's the one that kind of reached out saying that, you know, he's unable to really participate anymore. And I'm sorry, before I step, I did ask the mayor, I thought it would be nice if we maybe got a plaque or something that we could, you know, send or give to him. And I think even though John's been off for a few years and I know that he's not well, I also think he would be appreciative of getting the same thing. So if everybody's okay with that, I would like to do that.
Yeah, Mandy, I think it's a great idea. And I think especially, you know, we've had board members that have served for many, many, many years. And I think it's the least we can do to be able to show our appreciation, you know, toward those efforts. So hearing no dissent, we'll let Mandy go ahead and, you know, get started on that for us. But yeah, thanks, Hayes, for mentioning that. So a couple of things. I do believe that we have a couple of business items that we basically just want to touch on. And then we do have some executive session related initiatives with our council to talk about some upcoming loan type projects. And so first, I'd like to just say that, you know, in 2021, you know, we are excited here in the city of Kingston to be able to start our economic recovery. It has been a challenging year for all of our businesses. And, you know, there have been some, you know, bright sides to this terrible pandemic. I think that, you know, we as a community have come together to really help a lot of those in most serious need. And that has been wonderful. But at the same time, so many of our small businesses have you know, lost their savings, are, you know, having to borrow money up. And, you know, thankfully, you know, the KLDC did assist, you know, I think 10 businesses last year to be able to help get them, or how many? 9, 8? Okay, 8, 7, yeah, 8. So, and we really are, you know, I know that helped those businesses, but there is still much more work to be done. And, you know, we're looking forward to continuing our partnership with the county executive and his economic development team. We've been meeting on a bi-weekly basis to make sure that we stay kind of connected and making sure that we're kind of all working toward the same goal. The county recently released their Ulster 2040 plan, which lays out the kind of county's economic agenda. And for us in Kingston, you know, it's you know, focused a lot on the makers that are, you know, already existing in the small manufacturing field, the creative field. And so I think as we move forward through this year, we're going to be working, you know, with the county to continue to market our business park because we do have available space to build. And we are hopeful that as we get through, you know, this pandemic, we will see more business interest. It definitely did slow down. I know as many of you that were on the board earlier last year know that, you know, we were getting called on almost every other week basis about, you know, the land that we have up there, and had some, you know, good prospects. But when the pandemic really started to get into full swing, you know, there definitely has been a little bit of a step back that we've seen for those looking for kind of build, you know, building lots compared to if we already had an existing building. So we're going to continue to talk about this year. So I think that that's going to be one of the goals that we have, is to continue to market the park and continue to work with our partners to continue to push forward on kind of our economic development agenda here in the city. I think on kind of the city's end, you know, what we're trying to do is lay the groundwork and everything from fixing up our infrastructure and providing that type of beautification work and sewer and water improvements, we think goes a long way of helping to lay the foundation for us to then come in to assist. Because we, as you all know, we have loan programs that are available, both gap financing and small, short-term loans, but we also have a great wealth of information here on our board. And I think that that's another thing that, we'll be trying to tap into this year to be able to figure out how we can best develop new programs, new ideas to, better assist, in the work that we're doing. And I think that that's one of the exciting parts of, I think, what we have coming up is that we know that, Kingston is ideally situated, in the Hudson Valley to really be the economic engine for Ulster County. And as you've heard before, with the grant funding that we've received, especially with the Downtown Revitalization Initiative, we're excited to be able to leverage that funding for future growth here in the community. And so that's just kind of my update. I talked about some of these things in my State of the City address. So if you're interested, you can watch that. We recorded that a couple of weeks ago. But that's just the overview. And I just want to let everyone know that, I'm going to continue to be here to help support whatever we can do to help support our community. So if you have any suggestions, thoughts, concerns, even if it's outside the KLDC, please let me know because we really do want to think outside the box when we can to be able to kind of continue to assist, our businesses. Hayes, yeah.
Just a quick, we had talked about, I don't know if the point person now is Evelyn Wright or Tim Wiedemann or whoever at the county level, but we had talked about having them come to a meeting, one of our meetings, just to sort of give an overview of what they're doing, Kingston specific. Can we still do that in the next couple of months, maybe?
Yes, Tim just took over. As some of you probably heard, he's now the new director of economic development for the county. And so I think he would love to come and talk to us. I know Mandy has already met with him at least once, maybe twice over the last couple of weeks. And so we're trying to develop that relationship with him and his team. And so that's a great idea. So maybe we could have him actually scheduled for next month. So we'll check his calendar and see if we can bring him in.
Great.
Yeah. Any other questions for me at this point about that? All right. So the next thing that we have on our agenda normally would be the treasurer's report, and I'm going to turn that over to Mandy. She's going to give us a little update.
BA said that he thought he could handle it because I did get him the stuff, and I do apologize. I've been really busy trying to take care of some things within the other office, and I was really late getting BA the information. So if BA's okay with it, he can move forward. If not, then I'll try to.
That's fine.
All right, BA, I'm going to turn it to you then.
Okay. Morning, everybody. Just to give you an idea where we are, outstandings at this point, we have a total of 19 credits that are outstanding with a principal balance of $811,000. 11 of those are the existing credits that we've been speaking of. That portion is approximately $751,000 outstanding. And then we have 8 of the pandemic credits that we began offering in the springtime. 8 notes at $7,500 per. And they are actually just beginning repayment now. We had set them up in the spring with a deferment until November. So those are beginning payments for this month. We do continue to have the one credit that we have spoke of now for some time that is not paying as agreed. Balance on that is approximately $32,900. So a total outstanding at this point, net outstanding is $778,000 in 18 credits. Overall, everyone is paying as agreed. We will have a couple items that we will take a look that may come off the books in 2021, but as of the end of the year, as I said, everyone is current and paying as agreed outside of that one credit that we've been speaking of for some time. Overall income and expenses for the year for the KLDC, total income year to date is $124,900. The primary source of income in that is the land rents that we receive from the Kingston Business Park. And then we do have miscellaneous income under that, but that obviously is the largest, that has been the largest source of revenue over the years. Expenses, we had a total of $108,165 in expenses as of December 31st. A couple of the larger items there would be salary expense. We did have interest expense paying on the HUD note, utilities, maintenance, legal, and accounting. But overall, none of the expenses are out of the norm from the past couple of years. We did show a net income at this point, $16,751 as of December 31st. So again, operating in the black, which is very, very nice. Breaking that out, as I said, the largest source of revenue is the Kingston Business Park. The Kingston Business Park finished up the year with a total net income at $43,000, $43,523. The rental income at 90 coming from that location. The largest expense is the New York State Department of Transportation note. That loan payment was $31,458. You'll be very happy to know that in 2021, we will be making our final New York State DOT payment. So that obligation will be satisfied during the year. Balance on that is approximately $27,500. So after this year, our overall income on the park obviously will increase. Our overall income for Kingston Local Development should increase as well. We do have a HUD payment due. I'm sorry, we have ongoing HUD payments that are due. We have interest payments due in January and August of this year. Again, we have the annual June payment for principal that is due, $108,000. Outstanding right now, our total HUD obligation is $500,000. So we're whittling that down steadily each and every year. The balances in our bank account, we have monies earmarked and always have money earmarked to pay that HUD balance off if it was ever called in full. We have more than sufficient monies today. Our overall bank balances, just over $3.4 million in various accounts. But as mentioned, we do have monies earmarked for any obligation that we have set aside. So we do have monies to work of, as the mayor mentioned, that we can partner with. We can provide some support financing to larger type projects, but certainly if we decide to create those smaller facade or smaller pandemic type loans, we do have more than sufficient funds available to make that happen again. See if there's anything else of note. Really not. Things are moving along. As I said, we are operating in the black. The business park obviously operating in the black. We are satisfying the DOT note this month, which eliminates that. Continuing to make the HUD payment. So things are moving in a good direction. All of our borrowers are paying as agreed, outside of one. So things looking positive as we move into 21.
Great. Thanks, BA. Does anyone have any questions for BA? Paul.
BA, for as a new member, is it okay to share the P&L and balance sheet that we have? So just so we can get the lay of the land and see. And when you say credits, you mean loans, correct? That's really okay.
Yes,
so,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I just want to understand it. And, you know, if you can share the P&L and the balance sheet. So when you are discussing current and delinquencies, we understand, you know.
Paul, we traditionally do that when we do the face-to-face. I do handouts for each of the things. Unfortunately, there was an issue, as Mandy had mentioned, we had a little bit of time constraint trying to get the numbers put together. So I wasn't able to say email this ahead of time. But certainly for the next time we get together, I'll look to make sure that happens.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You bet.
Anyone have any other questions for BA at this point? And BA, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
And so I'll ask for a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Thank you, Brad. And then second was Andy. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The next thing on our agenda is we actually have George Redder, and we're going to be talking about a contract loan negotiation with a lender. And so I would ask that in order to do that, we would go into executive session to be able to discuss the details of that financial transaction. And so in order to do that, now that we're in this virtual world, all of you should have received a second link for our executive session. And so what we'll do is we will, I'll first ask for a motion to enter into executive session, and then I'll need a second. We'll then all depart this meeting, go into executive session. We'll do our business there. We'll then come back into this room, if you will, for our executive session. And so if we could, we should be able to do that now. And I will see you all. But first, I'll actually need, yes, Hayes.
Do you need a motion?
Yes, I do. Yep. Thank you, Hayes. Do I have a second? Thank you, BA.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, great. So we will see you in the other room momentarily.